CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Labor lightning has struck twice for Air Canada passengers, and this Friday the 13th has been unlucky for them. More than 60 flights into and out of Toronto's Pearson Airport were cancelled today. Dozens of others delayed because the pilots didn't show up. Several called in sick in what the airline describes as illegal job action. There were some delays and flight cancellations at YVR in Vancouver this morning, but no travel or turbulence to speak of at Victoria International. The early morning daily Air Canada departure to Toronto left as scheduled. There were no delays later in the day. Now, despite the federal government's efforts to legislate an end to the work stoppages, critics say it's just another reminder that the labour trouble at Air Canada is far from over. Elementary schools in Saanich, teachers say they will not be clocking any volunteer hours anytime soon. The Saanich Teachers Association has voted to cancel all after-school sports and other programs such as drama and choir. In response to Bill 22, a number of middle school sports have also been cancelled. That move in Saanich comes as the BC Teachers Federation marks a bittersweet anniversary. The BCTF says it was a year ago today the BC Supreme Court struck down the provincial law that stripped the union of its right to bargain class size and composition. The BCTF says that teachers are not giving up their fight to negotiate. They'll vote next week on the next plan to resist Bill 22, which could include an illegal strike before the school year is out. Well, police are investigating a home invasion that happened in central Saanich Tuesday night just before 10 o'clock in the 6800 block of East Saanich Road. Police say 3 men entered a house brandishing weapons, threatening the people who were inside. Now, police believe the invasion is linked or could be linked to illegal activity going on in the home. The first man's described as 19 years old, tall and slim with shaggy hair. The second guy's about 25 years old, 5'7" with a slim build. The third is about 25 years old, 5'7" and 185 pounds. Police said the attackers fled in a vehicle similar to this, a black Ford F-150 extended cab pickup with a black canopy. It has low-profile tires and black rims. No one was injured in the attack, but if you have information about it, police would like to hear from you or call Crime Stoppers anonymously. And RCMP and Nanaimo are asking for your help tonight. They're trying to find out who attacked 2 women in a brutal attack. The first happened in March when a 19-year-old woman was punched in the face, then robbed by a man on Highland Boulevard. Police say the attacker is First Nations, 5'3", between the ages of 25 and 30, and has a distinct pockmarked face. The second attack came last week when an elderly woman was walking home from bingo on Selby Street. Police say the 78-year-old was attacked from behind, but put up a good fight.
She fought back, but unfortunately she fell on the ground and dislocated her finger. He took off running down Albert Street. Again, we had members on scene with police dog services, but we couldn't track him. He described, she didn't catch the race of the male. He's described as tall and slim. He had dark clothing on, and he had a square on the back of his jacket. It wasn't reflective, but it was orange and gray.
RCMP do not believe that the attacks are related, but they'd like to find out who did both of them. If you have any information regarding these incidents, you're asked to contact RCMP, the number's on your screen, or call Crime Stoppers. Well, many people describe it as the overpass to nowhere, but it could soon be going somewhere. Langford's acting mayor says drivers will be able to cruise the Spencer Road interchange as early as the summer. Construction crews have been working on the incomplete overpass for the past couple of months, which has been sitting untouched for 3 years now. The road construction came to a halt in early 2009 when developers grappled with a lack of housing sales and began scaling back or stopping projects completely. The City of Langford says Phase 1 on the Spencer Road exchange will be completed by the end of this May, but it will not be open until June of 2013 once the second phase is complete.
Because we don't want to open half of it and then have people stop or get hung up because there's workmen around. We'll just keep it closed until all of the work is done. Phase 1A will be complete at the end of May of this year, but then we're going to go to Phase 1B.
Phase 1A sees the north and south off-ramps completed, along with the road going into Langford. Phase 1B, which will go to tender in June, includes completing the rest of the bridge deck, paving the Bear Mountain Parkway, and adding a road to connect with Brock Avenue. The acting mayor says once the interchange is ready, it will ease a lot of traffic congestion in the area.
Oh, it'll be much better. I mean, I work downtown sometimes, so I have to come out here at the end of the day. And on a Friday, you can't get much past Mailstream before it starts backing up. Well, this will speed all that along, because people can get in and out of Langford without having to go over that Millstream overpass, and it'll just alleviate a lot of our issues.
The estimated cost of the project, according to the City of Langford, is about $21 million. And the Johnson Street Bridge project in Victoria is moving a step closer to being built. The city's request for qualified construction companies to build that new span closed yesterday afternoon, and the city says it has 8 submissions from which to choose. The deconstruction of the rail portion of the bridge is now complete. Work on the site has come to a halt. That was expected. Now each of the 8 submissions will be reviewed and 3 firms will be shortlisted. The city and a consulting team will then work with the chosen firms to prepare proposals to build the new bridge. The contract to build that is expected to be awarded this fall. The community has spoken, and UVIC has listened and is going back to the drawing board on its proposal for a parkade. And it looks as though the structure may be going underground. Well, partially underground at least. Last month, UVIC held a number of open houses presenting 5 different options. The most popular, among nearly 60% of respondents, is the option that would see 2 levels of the 7-level parkade buried beneath the surface. UVIC says it still needs to get feedback on any design revisions and says there's no guarantee that the new design will include the underground option, but they're looking at it. The parkade is being built as part of the new sports complex on campus. UVIC has been trying to get it passed since last August, but was told by Saanich Council the first time around it needed to do a better job of getting public input. The Cowichan Valley Regional District is stepping up to help a group of homeowners who have been cut off from the community by a washed-out private road. We first brought you the story last week. Frustrated homeowners have been using a farmer's field to get access to their subdivision after their usual road was washed out. They discovered that after the washout, it was actually a private road owned by a local family, so there is no level of government responsible to fix it. The $70,000 repair is too much for the owner to cover, and his insurance has turned him down. The regional district says an easement was originally granted on the property 40 years ago so the developer could build a public access road, but he never did.
The actual easement where the road should have gone is in a safer location, and so there may be a way to be able to put in, rather than fixing this one, although we certainly have to block it off, to actually put the road where the actual easement is. The Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure have told us that they will work with BC Hydro in terms of the right-of-way and just making all of that flow a little easier.
The district is hopeful a new road will be built with public money, but says the process is not likely to move too quickly. The Sikh Temple in Paldi is now just days away from being saved. Last night on CTV News, we showed you how the community's historic temple was in danger because of defaulted mortgages and bankruptcy proceedings. We have now learned a Duncan Development Company is poised to take the property over with plans to preserve the temple and the community. The company won't reveal any more about its plan until it's gone through the court process, but says the Paldi Sikh Temple, the historic temple, is no longer in jeopardy. The Vancouver Island Health Authority is investing in the healing properties of art. Artists are being invited to submit pieces of art for permanent display in the Nanaimo Regional General Hospital's new emergency room. It's just 6 months away from completion now, and the focus is turning to the finishing touches.
Not too many people that actually look forward to being in the emergency room. So if we can do something to help their brief stay in the emergency room, we're more than happy to do that. But I think also it gets down to my view on what makes a healthy, vibrant community: your healthcare, your education, but your arts and culture. And so this is an opportunity for us to bring arts and culture into the emerge healthcare setting.
NRGH is looking for paintings or drawings, ceramics or sculptures. Now, the piece must be framed or mounted and ready for display. A small honorarium will be paid to people whose work is selected for display in the hospital. If you'd like to find out more about that, visit the website at viha.ca.